Back on the Triumph project, now preparing for the right hand side floor and rockers. Fortunately, I was able to use the same pattern, just flipped it over. Got everything drawn out using my little pneumatic shears. These are great little tools and not very expensive. You've been able to follow a reasonably straight line. Snipping the curlicue off. Seems like it always gets in the road. Now, over to the bandsaw. Another Harbor Freight specialty. It does work reasonably well. You have to be careful. The blades break easily, but with a little care, they get the job done. Everything's all trimmed. Out to my little homemade sheet metal brake. Can't take credit for the design. Scouring YouTube for ideas and combined a couple. And it does a reasonably good job. I'm ready to make the bend. The bend needs a little bit past 90 degrees. Probably don't have to, but I always try to tap that lower part a little bit, get a little tighter fold. I was very careful when I cut out the rusty parts to leave the floor pans undisturbed, and was able to get the angle of the floor pan to that flange. And of course I bent it a little more than it needed. Now in the process of unbending it a little bit. First I tried it on a piece of oak. Didn't like the way that was working. So I went back and got a hunk of iron. And that works much better. Things are doing well. Nearly got it to fit. And there it is. I'm making the little corner flange to go in the curved spot. I'll weld that in like I did on the other side. I won't show you all the welding. It looked pretty much like it did the last time. Drilling some holes to get the power hacksaw in, preparing to cut out the panel we're going to replace. This is also rather tedious to watch, so I'll speed her up a bit. More cutting with more meat tools. Don't know if I need all of them tools to do it, but it sure is fun having a pile of them. Everything cut out. Got it all weld through, primer up. On the inside, here's the panel we've made. Got the flange. And we'll see how it fits. And it fits pretty good. A bit final adjustment. First of many clamps. I'd taken measurements before I cut everything apart. Turns out it needed 10 inches from the top, from that shelf to the bottom. And I got out the spot welder. I will be solid welding in the panel, but the spot welder keeps everything nice and tight, makes the finish welding nicer, keeps the warpage to next to nothing, and I just enjoy using it. Panels all in. And remember on the other side when I did the final cut on the rocker, it jumped down, so I've put in an extra brace this time. That should hold everything in place. And now it's time to get the plasma cutter out and do away with the rocker panel. Plasma cutter is an awful lot of fun to use also. Nice thing with the plasma cutter is it cuts through everything. A lot of the factory corners at the rockers and the pillars and various spots, they brazed after it was spot welded together, and that cuts through the brass just as good as it does the rest. Makes things nice. Everything's cut. Get the big old hammer out, and there's always a place or two left. And I think these little cuts will get it. Get this thing knocked off. Be ready to start tomorrow with the rest of the disassembly and put in the new parts. Hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.